Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope that you hear me. Otherwise, you have to write in the chat that you don't. There's 5 participants now. Yeah. So this is my first webinar with Zoom. I'm not very used to it, but we will do a brief recap and then we will do a review of the hair sites. And it's kind of a roadmap for making money with wordup.com. Okay. Why is it doing like this? Okay, so I will go through, first of all, who can become an EWA and why it's important to master WordPress, then why it's important to master WordUp, and finally, the 3 milestones for the EWA training. And like I said, this is kind of a recap. Most of the people who are joining this webinar already know most of this stuff, but I think it's useful to have a recording for the rest of the crowd so we don't have to repeat it and can refer to this webinar. So first of all, who should become an elite WordUpper? First of all, if you don't know how to write, or actually if you're not an excellent writer, you cannot become an EWA. It's impossible. So if you didn't pay attention in school or need to refresh your grammatical or language skills, then the best way before you start is to actually go and take a course for 3 months or something and refresh your grammatical skills, because you need to be able to write close to perfect. I mean, it has to be perfect. Then you should also like to train other people. You cannot join WordUp and not help other people to become an EWA. You will never become an EWA then. It's a train-the-trainer policy. And becoming an expert in WordPress and SEO, it requires blood, sweat, and tears. You have to spend a lot of time on self-studies. We have recently launched webinars for that, where we teach the most important skills. And then it's practice, practice, practice. You don't become good at this in just a week or by reading some outdated book. Then it's also finally, I mean, it should fit your lifestyle. So WordUp is kind of work from anywhere forever. You can take your computer and then you can work anywhere in the world. You might have a more stable job or less demanding job at the regular job. But if you want to combine your professional career with a lifestyle that is maybe a hobby, maybe your children, being a teacher, practicing some kind of martial art, if it's that kind of thing, or living just abroad, then I think WordUp is perfect for you. So first of all, why should you master WordPress? First of all, 35% of the internet is powered by WordPress. Is by far the single most powerful platform, which means that there is a huge ecosystem around it, and you can virtually build anything with it. And for those who don't know, WordPress and WooCommerce, which is the biggest e-commerce platform, or the second biggest one, it is built upon WordPress. Second, there will be 90 million SMEs going online in the next 5 years. These are mainly plumbers and service professionals that simply need a presence online, and obviously these guys need websites. So you have close to unlimited demand in terms of building websites. Third, once you've gone through all the steps here, you will learn, and this is what we do a lot at WordUp. We produce lead generation websites where you rank them and add ads to them, and you get kind of a passive income if you get a client for it. So for example, a plumber might need a website, but then they also need customers, and then you can have Plumbing Stockholm, for example. You rank that site up, you put some ads on it, and then you get a kind of a customer that pays a monthly rent for you, where you have a pretty high margin. And finally, WordPress scales very well with wordup.com, so you can earn way more than just being a writer, not only in terms of getting jobs, but getting much bigger jobs. And that is the next slide. So the reason why you should master WordUp as well is it scales. You can more or less take any job. So a normal writer, you might be able to write 3,000 to 4,000 words in a day. That's your maximum capacity. With WordUp, you could produce 30,000 words if you build a team of writers. And instead of spending time writing the text, you edit the text and publish the text and earn way more with that. So you can take very big jobs, even though you're only a small one-person agency, let's say. Getting paid, there's no admin if you use WordUp, and I will come to that. It's step 3 of our EWA training program. You can let the client pay in WordUp, and you don't have to bother with sending invoices and reminding them about the invoices. Everything is built in. The same for your freelance writers. We use something called self-invoice, where you legally can issue an invoice for the freelancers, so you don't have to care about that. Then, like these webinars and other things we do, we provide training and support. I mean, we want to make you successful, because then WordUp becomes better. And finally, we're gradually getting a community of more other elite WordUppers that you can learn from and sometimes cooperate with. For example, if one of your clients has, say that you're Swedish and you have a Swedish client that wants to launch in Finland, then you might consider talking to Sanna, and I'm sure she will help you with that, and you can earn the money by providing the client with more services. So for the EWA training, so this is so everybody that joins WordUp, the single most frequent question in the chat is, I mean, how do I get started? How do I start? And I mean, this is not easy, because it's not, you cannot just jump in and become a freelancer. You have to have certain skills, and unfortunately nobody really teaches that. There's no, like, you cannot go to a school where they teach you how to become freelancer and get jobs. So we are trying to do that. So we're saying that as long as you prove that you're an excellent writer and learn the basic skills, which we provide in our courses, and you see them here on this URL, which is wordup.com/courses, where you can watch previous recordings. And it requires a lot of self-study if you're not familiar with it. Even very experienced WordUppers or freelancers, you will see that now when we do the review of some sites, make mistakes. So it's a lot of self-study. Then these webinars, right now I'm hosting one. I will probably host the EWA training and reviews of some of our sites for the foreseeable future. But it will also be that EWAs, the people who joined this webinar now, Linda and Helene and Sanna, for example. They will have their own webinars where new word uppers can join, ask questions, learn new things, but somehow maybe try to convince the EWA to give them a shot at writing for their own site. And I will explain a bit more what the thought is here. So each EWA in step 2 will get their own website where they write a lot of content. They have certain KPIs for that one, and they have bag of reward points, and they also have a KPI where they have to build their teams. So they have an incentive to get great new writers, because then they get more work from us and their site will also scale faster. And a way to convince an EWA, if there's no work in the app or something, is simply to join the webinar and explain how good you are as a writer. And so it's kind of a interview and course at the same time. And if you write a good sample. Right now we write a lot of reviews for our hair transplant sites. Let's say that you write a very good review and the EWA likes it, then they will probably let them join you in their projects, because they need more people in them, and they obviously want great writers. And if you have earned 120 reward points, they will also help you to build your first WordPress sites, and we will provide those. Or you can also build your own, but then it will be more like a self-study kind of session. I think I will take questions at the end. So the EWA training part 2 of 3 is growth hacking sites. So each EWA that has proved that they're an excellent writer, they have joined all of our webinars, which we obviously measure, and after they have passed the samples, we might require them to earn 120 reward points, but sometimes they will get fast track. They will get their own website, and this website has a budget, and the purpose of it is 2 things. It's to teach the EWA practically everything we know, so they can actually help any client with their site. So it's everything from increasing organic traffic, I mean SEO and backlink building and stuff like that. Increasing ads CTR, it's a very low-hanging fruit where you can do a lot of things. Decrease the cost per conversion on ads using new campaigns, creating new landing pages, optimizing speed and such things. Boosting SERP positions and site speed, and optimizing the conversion rate. And we have now a bunch of hair sites where we will provide Sanna, Helene, Linda, Thomas, Ira, oh, did I forgot? And some more people. They will have a 300 to 500 euro budget where they per month, obviously it's evaluated month by month, where we will each week go through and help them boost CTR. I mean, it's a lot of self-work, but we will together come up, help everybody improve it. For example, boosting CTR is most easily done by split ads and extensions. And if you're not familiar with Google Ads, you will learn how to do that. Decrease the cost per conversion by improving the ads, adding new ads. Decreasing cost per conversion you can also do by creating new campaigns for new pages that are created. Reviews are an example for that. You can also do it by boosting the speed of the site. The faster the site is, the more conversions you get. You learn how to get backlinks and shares for the site, and then also using webinars and intercom to build your own team. So try to find great writers and great motivated writers, have them write a few samples on your site, so you get a team of writers, because you can never get the full commission as an EWA if you have not trained a couple of people in that. And finally, write great content. That's why we're here for. Review blogs and guides. And we have 6 hair sites now, and we will build about 4 more in June. There will be a German one, 1 more Norwegian one, 1 Danish one, and 1 English one. Additionally, we will also maintain and build another 50 small sites. Most of those are already done, so it's mainly maintenance, but we look to probably build 50 a month from now on. But obviously the small sites won't have this big budget. 300 to 500 euro is not a trivial budget for content and improving ads. Obviously the ads cost is not part of this. So I got a couple of, I think I'll open the chat now. Let's see if we can get that rolling. Now to talk. I don't know. Yes, I think Helene, I saw that you have the microphone now, and Linda as well. Sanna, she has not unmuted. She has unmuted herself now. And then we have Veronica. I don't know. Yeah, you can talk if you want to. So do you hear me good here? Should I try to get the chat going also? How did I do that?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, good. Sorry, it's my first in Zoom. It's very new, everything here. I don't know, probably see my entire screen and stuff. But
you're doing excellent, Jem. I think it's really good.
Thanks a lot, Jörn. That's good. So how do I close this one now? I need to get out of this somehow. This way, right? No. Sorry, guys. I need to figure out. Okay, so I checked the content that you did there. I think we have a lot of work, or not a lot of work, but we have some work, and it needs to get way better. So if we check one of the sites here, how do I get out of? How do I get out to this full screen? Super annoying.
Click escape.
Doing that, and it's not
at the bottom where you.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's good. Now it's good. Okay. So I will start by checking one of the sites. So in WordUp, we have a tag called, no, it's here. We have a tag called hair. So I'm obviously in the website manager now. No, because I didn't do it correctly. This tag. It's good. Children should watch my webinar early. It's good. They should learn how to grow tech. So here we have the hair sites, and some of them are lacking analytics and stuff here. But I think I will start with one of the sites here, which is hairline transplantation, where I don't know if everybody has seen it, but we have now an update here. So first of all, I will go to the site, and then so the site looks like this. This has mainly been built by Björn, and together with whom, Björn? Did you build this?
Lots of people.
Okay, good. And Ira has written a review here, and obviously this here is not so good. So the menu, which is point 4 here, I mean, the menu should not be long. Menu should always be very simple and self-explaining. So it should be reviews or reviews of clinics. One has to actually test that this here works. I think a good one was Lens was pretty good. I think I'll check that one. Yeah, so this one is, I mean, it's much shorter, much easier. With time, we will probably drop the drop downs here and just create the category page. We need a bit more reviews first. So that's the menu part. And CTR wise, if we look at them, what we need to improve here is, so if I go to in hairline transplantation, if I go to click on the Google Ads thing, then I go directly to Google Ads. Obviously only the EWA, who is responsible for the site, has access to this one. But here you see a bit that we're spending a lot of money on this one. And here in ad groups, I can check the CTR of that. And you see right away here that there's a lot of low hanging fruits here. In general, so a word about CTR. CTR is this kind of basic knowledge that everybody should know. So the global CTR, I mean, across the world on all industries is 4.1%. So if you're average, it's 4.1. If you look here, we're way above average, except for this one, United States. I guess it's a new campaign. This is not very good, and Canada is also not very good. It could be because it's early. However, the word up standard is 10%. So anything less than 10%, I consider a failure. So and it's simply persistence. You just improve it a bit every week or every 3 days, and then suddenly you will see that your CTR increases. And a CTR that goes from 4.1% to 10% more or less means half the price of that. So Google is not charging per click. They're actually charging per impressions. So the more people that click on your ad, the lower the price becomes. This will be one of the biggest things that I expect everybody to improve on their given sites in the next 2 weeks. And yeah, you can basically write down, I mean, exceptional is 12%, 15%. I've seen some have, that's like, I mean, they will be teaching how to write ads. Below 10% is simply, it's not according to standard. So speed, okay. Yesterday when we did an analysis of the sites, then yeah, Bjorn got kind of, me, we got like, I don't know if Bjorn was crying or I was crying, but it was not super happy moments because the site were very slow. So there's a tool called developers, I mean, page speed for developers at Google. And if I enter a site here, I enter the site. It will right away explain to me how I'm at. So we mostly care about mobile. I mean, both are important. 70% of our users are mobile, so everything is mobile first. Most of the time when I get something, people do desktop first, and it's only 30% or less of the users. Google does mobile first, so which you see here. Hairline transplantation has 72. This is simply not good enough. I mean, it should be green. So I don't need to explain that much about that one. Jorn, I guess you will have a couple of webinars and best practices and stuff with this one, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and desktop though is Rockstar. So I don't really know what is going on here, why this is 93 and this is not, but it would make us very happy if both are green, but especially mobile. I mean, nobody wants to wait for a page to load. So it's free money, not only in terms of ranking of the site, but when we run this many ads as we run, the site has to be good. And Google kind of gives some idea on what you can, I mean, improve. So there's probably some, yeah, you can remove some unused JavaScripts, you can take away some render blocking resources. Then, I mean, you can shave off a lot of seconds here. I don't know, time to interactive, 7 seconds, sounds insane. Okay, and so those are the obvious ones. Then it's conversion of mobile. So I have a very big screen on one of my phones, and then I have an iPhone 6s, which has a very horrible screen. I suggest, I mean, on a big screen, everything is going to look okay-ish, as long as it looks decent on the small one. When we build the site, when you do a landing page, it's a requirement that you check it on mobile first. So please don't submit the site in a landing page that, I mean, that a person that has an iPhone 6 wouldn't even be able to browse. You don't need to test that with mobile. You can physical mobile. I just had, I mean, I had one old one, and I brought it to the office just to tell, to show everyone when I was testing it, and frankly, it was almost always a failure. So they had to redo the entire page and stuff like that. So when you do a new landing page, check it on mobile. That's what matters. It's going to decrease, I mean, our cost per conversions a lot. Menu I already covered, and then we go to content reviews and what a good landing page look like. So this here is a very good landing page. You see right away a summary, there's a rating to the site that could be like call to action in our case. You have different elements, clear call to actions in a lot of places. I mean, this is a good page, whereas if you take this one, for example, I mean, it's the first version, so I like this one, but I mean, on the mobile, I've already browsed. I mean, I have to browse to see the call to action. It's not optimal. The image looks kind of weird here. And I think in general, the page looks pretty weird. I think, however, one of us did a pretty good job here. I think Linda did a very good job on more transplantation. Why did it go there now? Let me click on. Yeah. So the menu, I think, this one is too long, but I mean, the menu looks pretty good. We should remove something here. And then if I go to this one here, it actually looks kind of decent. So it's a good job, Belinda. I like the drop down here. But I think that we all agree that if we look at this one, we have some work to do. And in general now, because the real goal of the site is, I mean, we have close to unlimited budget. If our cost of sales is below a certain amount, it becomes very important that the pages convert. So, and I think also that this one was pretty okay, Sanna site. Oh. Yeah, it must be delete. Got it. This one should be translated. Maybe you should take a note. So when we do the sites in Finnish, the cookie policy should also be in Finnish, kind of obvious, but it's easy to miss when you work on it. So it's more like a part of the checklist. I mean, it's okay. It needs a bit more call to actions. It needs to be improved. And so I think we need to work on this for the next week. Then in terms of SEO here on the sites, so if we check, where should we start? I'm just thinking where we start. We start on, I think we start with Poseidon Kliniken. Helene is the one. You also need to translate this, Helene. So this kind of stuff, like cookies and stuff, that's, I mean, the reasons for it's obvious. The only way, so if you're going to build websites for clients and you want to build, like, there's a plumber or a big client that wants to pay you 25,000 crowns to build a website. I mean, cookie policy cannot be in English. So it needs to be a checklist, because when you work on it, you're not going to see that. And the best way to do it is simply to use another browser, either incognito window or something like that. But this kind of stuff is important because the client comes in here, he goes to a Swedish site, and then the cookie policy is in English. I mean, it kind of maybe decreases conversion with the percentage point or something. And everything we do here is percentages. So the review in itself, like if you take SEO wise, I check a lot of metas. I'm a fanatic about metas. I think that this meta is not good enough. I think it lacks the call to action. So I'm Googling it. Why am I going to click? It must be, it's a review and get the best deal or something. So it's going to be, the CTA always has to be something that makes you want to click on it. It has to stand out. It has to be something of value. So there's a complete review, which is amazing, plus what else? I mean, what do I want as a user? I probably, if I'm searching for that, I want the best deal on Poseidon Kliniken or something like that. And I know it's in the meta descriptions, but people browse by using headers. Otherwise, I think it's pretty good. You have, so the keyword is omdöme Poseidon Kliniken, and it starts with that. So Helene knows what she's doing here. Here, there are a good internal link to hårtransplantation. I think the URL is too long. I think it could be Poseidon Kliniken. It's enough. We might have to do something else there also, like to change the structure a bit later. Få prisuppgifter från hårkliniker, I think it's too general. I think it should be about compare Poseidon Kliniken or something like that. You have good internal link here. The density is good. I think this should have, so what I miss in, so we have Poseidon Kliniken once here, and we have it once here. Okay, that's pretty good. No, I think it's good. Yeah, no, that's actually good. Poseidon Kliniken should be together, I think. In general, I think this one, except for the landing page layout, that definitely needs work. I think this is a pretty good review. It's going to rank for sure. So, and it also has all the info that you need. So that is a good one. And then I will check, where's the other one? It's this one. Yeah. So Linda, I think you did a good job with the layout. It was one of the best, yours and Sanna's, I think. But your meta is horrible. First of all, it's wrong. So the keyword is omdöme Nordic Hair Clinic, and you don't have omdöme first. So it should be part of that. So Nordic Hair Clinic omdöme or omdöme before has to be part of the meta. And it's always first. And the reason for that is that you read from left to right. So if you're browsing for something, you're going to start there. So people browse and then they see something and then they click on it. That's how it works on the internet. This one is pretty good. These facts are good. This is really good. I like this. Hjälp att jämföra pris. This is good. This is really good. These are really good. I mean, I think in general, there internal linking. I will run a webinar, I think, about internal links and metas. I'm fanatic about metas, and I'm also pretty fanatic about internal linking. Internal linking is so you tell the spider what it's a sign showing where which page is what. So here we have a lot of very good keywords that we should link to. So we should probably have method, and we have that even here. I don't know what we have written here actually. So, I mean, we need to cross-link here. Another thing that stands out is that this URL here is horrible. I mean, omdöme, Nordic Care Clinic, like it's too much. It should probably be like Nordic Care or something. It's too long. Otherwise, I think it's pretty good. We need to work on the internal linking. Is there anything else that stands out here? No, not really. Except again, the layout. I mean, I don't think this will convert so good, and we're going to do tons of them. And then what do we have here more? We had, I'm not going to review Sanna's because Sanna's is going to be excellent. Here we need to do, open this one. Yeah, it's open here. So this one here is, this is a horrible meta title. I mean, this doesn't say anything. Limmer Hair Transplant Center offers great results on hair transplantation. Yeah, so I don't know, like tomorrow the sun will go up. I mean, it's horrible. That's it might be that it's new. I think there's a big misunderstanding on metas. Metas are the summary of what the site and the page is about. It's like you do all of this work to rank it. It takes months and months of investment and work, and then you don't spend enough time writing good meta. I think it's a disaster, and I see it unfortunately too much. Then Limmer Health Transplant Center also here. I mean, there is no review. I mean, it's a review, so I mean, yeah. Then you have Limmer Hair Transplant Center review. Okay, the page looks a bit weird. Warranty, I think it's good. Then it's like getting a hair transplant with Limmer Clinic. Okay, it's good. It lacks internal links also. The headers are okay-ish. This one I don't understand at all. Like reliable hair transplant review every time. It's like some kind of, I mean, like this is not. I mean, yeah. I mean, this needs to be written. I mean, this is just gibberish text. It doesn't help me with anything. It's kind of obvious that we help clients with that. What else is there? This one should be dropped down. The entire page needs to be good. This one obviously needs work here. I will also do finally this one. So I think this page looks good, and actually I will show something cool here. So more or less all the sites started at the same time. I mean, me and Jorn have worked on hair transplant Turkey and hairline transplantation. And I mean, hairline transplant Turkey is ranking very well. We already have 2 positions in the top 30, and we have 7 in the top 100. Then we have Husenkirche has, where is it? Yeah. 2 out of 2 are already ranking. So we have a rank of 85 and 91 here. This is excellent. Also, I saw that hårtransplantation.com and hårtransplantation.nu both have ranking. So hårtransplantation.nu is Helene's site, and it's ranking for what? Price. Wow. Yeah, so this is like 47. Obviously, there's a good page here with some more love and internal linking and stuff like that. Good blog with supporting posts. This will probably help me something. It's 1,000 searches. Let's see what Linda is ranking for. Or implantat. Okay. So with internal links, if we would write one page on the, because it's ranking on the front page now, if we rank one page here that where we write about hårimplantat, a totally new landing page. So if we go to the site, it would look something like this. In behandlingar probably, or the blog, we will put hårimplantat, and then from the front page we would find this one and use the internal link to that page. Then we're telling the spider that like actually the page is this. If it's ranked 36 now, it probably will rank 10-ish in a month doing that, and with a couple of reviews where we also link to it. So that is really good. Finally, so the plan now is for everyone here, I mean, to take this my review of it. I'm glad to help. I mean, I will run one of these webinars where we review things once a week now, where we hopefully next time we have more stuff written. I want you everyone to work together. That will create a much better result. So the idea now is for everyone, you will have about 300 to 500 euro budget on a monthly basis. And this is part will be reward points, and part will just be a budget for content and links and stuff like that, where these 5 things are stuff that we should improve. I mean, speed we should improve right away, because that's just a webinar, and then they will probably be pretty good. The landing pages need some love. I mean, the best one I think is Linda and Sanna and Thomas. Maybe you can come up with something good there and help everyone so they can use it. The menu is pretty simple, and CTR of the ads is that. But for the content part, the lowest hanging fruit is probably going to be writing a lot of reviews about different hair clinics. And then I think I'll just have to take away some stuff here. So probably the way I find clinics is go to Google. I wonder if this is going to, I don't use typically, let's go to Google. And then whore. Okay. That sounds stupid. Then we have, this is our ad. Let's not click on that. And let's not click on people's ads. That's just, I mean, it's just rude. So Poseidon-kliniken, Helena's already written about, and we have Acacia Medical. Okay, so if I go to keyword tool IO, I'll write that down. For some reason, I have finished something here. It's okay to use global here. So this has 1,300 searches. Obviously, this should be a review. Probably there's a lot of interesting info there. And if I go back to my search, where was that? Yeah, right. So you can also do this in English. So natural hair turkey. I mean, you just find list here. Here Istanbul, whatever, best haircut. You Google it and then you check the searches here and find them, and then you write a review like you already did. I think Helene's review is very, very good in terms of content. It's more the layout and stuff that needs some work. So that one we can use as a base. I didn't review Sanna's because I don't understand it, but I should go there also and check it. So can't I Google Translate this somehow easily? Okay, then I have to see. Let's see here. So City Klinika. Okay, so Arvo Stelut, I guess, is its review. So this looks good. I think that this meta title is too short. I think it lacks a CTA, even though I don't understand the word from it, but I might be wrong. City Klinika, the H1 should be review. This I don't understand. This is good. Hair transplant. So City Clinic, you have it somewhere and have it. So we have it here also. This is good. This is good. Yeah, this is very good. I mean, I think the main things here is that you have some internal linking, which is good. You have actually here also, and then you have good headers here. The page actually looks decent. I think this would convert. We will later on add internal, links between different clinics. So we will mention like in the same area in Stockholm, there's another clinic, and then they will link to each other. But in general, I think this is a good job. I will run meta title webinar, I think, because we need to work on that. I think that is that. I just wanted to show for people that will come later. These are the courses. This is, if you want to become an EWA, this is where you learn stuff. And we will add a meta title, an internal linking webinar, and probably a speed webinar I see here. Yeah. So this is, I don't know. Do you have any questions or that you want to mention now, or do you think it's a pretty long presentation? Do you want to meditate upon it and we take it some other day? Do you know what to do now? Because I will write down in each of your EWA sheets, I'll write the budget and how many pages you can create, and then the CTR and stuff, you just, you just improve it, and then we check it next week.
I think I know what to do, but a lot of information.
Yeah, fortunately it's recorded.
Yes.
So I think, like, the general thing here is that metas are easy. I will run a webinar with those. Then it's like working at one of these areas at a time, and like CTR and that kind of stuff, that is going to help a lot. So I think like we leave it at that, and then like we just started the journey now. It's all of the stuff we have done is okay. It's just that it's not like world-class standard, so we need to lift it. So we actually, so we do a good job with it. And then, I mean, we can help anyone doing a good job because we know how to do the good job, basically. So I think everybody, I will, because I have to take a break and eat something, and then I will process everybody's payments. So if you need a payment out there, then because it's midsummer tomorrow, then you should click withdraw, because then I will hopefully be able to process it tonight or early tomorrow morning. So there's some cash on the midsummer table. Okay, guys, have a nice evening, and talk to you next week, and have a nice midsummer.
Thanks, Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.